Welcome to A Vaesen Tale. I'm Mike Dukes, your GM. This is going to be not a one-shot, but a campaign. If you noticed in the intro, owls seemed somewhat prominent, and the owls are not what they seem. The campaign is going to reflect that greatly over time, but we'll get to that. First, let us introduce our players. First, we have Mr. Sean Hilton. Who are you playing, Sean?
I am playing Eagle. Pronunciations here in the States versus Scandinavia are going to be scattered and varied, but right now he will be going by Egil Rinberg, a 61-year-old retired man who has lived a life varied from the United States of America to time in Britain to now coming back to his ancestral homelands here in Upsala, the area of, and has found himself involved in strange occurrences.
And things will no doubt get stranger. Lauren, who are you playing?
I am playing Astrid von Lundstrom. She is a 35-year-old writer who has also kind of been a vagabond in her later years. And she...
Your later years?
Yes. Not as late as you, but she was very cooped up as a child and then decided to roam free.
There you
Once
go.
she was gone. So she has also fancied the strange and fantastical.
Should work out well,
Yeah.
hopefully. So, about a month back, the two of you had crossed paths prior to this a few times and learned each of you possessed the sight. What exactly? Other than the fact that it allowed you to know, hey, I'm not the only one. I'm not insane. Or if I am insane, they are too. I don't feel so bad. So when you started having these very strange and persistent dreams repeatedly with the same woman beckoning to you, telling you, come to me, come to Upsala. Find me in the asylum. You brushed it away at first, as anyone might, but it was just persistent. You'd never seen this woman before, but every night it was the same face, the same woman. Most dreams, things might shift or change. This did not. And given your past experiences, each of you individually decided it might behoove you just to look. Being a bit of a vagabond yourself, you had no real stakes placed anywhere, so why not? You were already prepared to head back to Upsala to begin with, so it matched your plans well. So when you ran into each other at the gates of Upsala Asylum, it was enough to take you back a bit. Because as you were talking to one another, so what brings you here? A relative? Oh no. One of you, I'm not sure which, one of you mentioned a dream, which caused the other to immediately freeze and pause and say, a dream about a woman? That was enough to get you both talking, and that is when the nurse said she could lead you to Linnea's room now. Linnea is a second-class patient, not first class. meaning she is not high up on the second floor with good meals and warm bed. It means dirt, grime, poor, if not horrendous, treatment. And as the two of you were walking through a room where there were numerous patients in there, they were all doing their own thing. Some were staring at walls, babbling to nothing. Others banging their heads on things. They were just ranting at the air itself. About the midway point between where you entered the room and the exit that was going to take you to where you might find Linnea, each of you had to freeze because peripheral vision, or maybe you were just staring without trying to stare at these patients. Every single one of them stopped what they were doing, went dead silent, turned and stared at the two of you, and started going, who. Multiple octaves of voices, not in unison, and just would not stop. And orderlies had to come in with batons and just start beating them. So you were led away, and that hooting like owls followed you, which gave you a shiver because you remembered some of the visions and dreams you've had of your time away, and you always felt that the eyes of owls were watching you. So the two of you now are in Castle Gildenkreutz in the library, both of you reflecting on that first meeting with Linnea. And looking around now and wondering, of all the things that she's told you about this grand society she was supposedly a part of, that this castle belonged to, what are the two of you going to do? Are you going to be this society anew? How do you even start that? How do you get the word out? How do you let people know that, hey, we investigate strange stuff, but we're not crazy? And that is when you hear a bell. Something you've only heard once before. 2 weeks back, matter of fact. 2 weeks back, that same bell rang. And Algot Frisk, your butler, came to you. He seemed a bit annoyed. Beg pardon. The constabulary is at the gate, wishes to speak to you. When you went down, you found two police officers wearing their blue and with the gold buttons, their sabers at their side, and you immediately could tell what this was about. These were not helpful individuals, men of the law, welcoming you to Upsala. No. You had a combination accusation of you were doing illicit deeds here, pagan rites, thievery, and lastly, horrible things can go away now, can't they? Asking for a bribe.
Oh, he's not wrong.
So just real quick, would you have paid them off or would you have sent them on their way?
Oh, you first.
She paid him off.
All right.
Good. Very quickly, actually. Just curious, but yes.
So in that case, that went over fairly well. Although they did promise you might be seeing this again.
Gentlemen, with this this remuneration for letting things go that probably aren't happening, do you keep your ears open to the comings and goings of Upsala?
Yeah, part of the job.
So if you were to come across interesting tidbits of news, things that are strange and peculiar, things that are different, if you were to report that to us, I believe that this remuneration becomes a paid affair on a regular basis.
Make the first roll of the game.
Roll.
Yeah.
Give me a manipulation roll.
All right. Manipulation. Switch you 2 of those, and that is based on empathy. We'll take all those. We have A6. From what I've learned of the rules,
A6
that's
is all,
good.
all you need. All right, then. Yeah, we'll be back. May have a tidbit or two for you.
Before you go, it's a long walk back. Would you like to drink?
Oh, yeah?
Wipe your feet and take them in and pour them a drink and
I give you the evil eye behind them.
get their names, get some information about them. Are they married? Are they seeing anybody? And while being very gentlemanly, Eagle portrays himself as a minor aristocrat of means, but is a manipulative con man at his heart and wants all the information he can about these two to use against them in the near future.
Very well. Very good. You got a good deal of information, especially
Excellent.
once the liquor hit their mouths, the tongue started getting quite loose. That was 2 weeks ago. So now the bell is rung again. So you're wondering, is this them? What news might they be bearing? And once again, Algot steps into the room. Beg pardon? Constabulary again?
Same two.
No, sir. Different, man. Seems a bit more refined.
Oh, well.
Shall I show him in?
Of course. Right away.
He turns and moments later, shall I take your hat, sir? Oh no, I won't be staying.
He won't keep it.
It's quite all right. My name is well, first off, I represent the Upsala Police Department, Investigatory Division. As far as my name, it's Nicholas Thorsmuck. I was sent here by Oscar Sterna. You can tell he's watching you to see if either of you show any sort of recognition.
Oscar?
You've been here long enough, you've probably read the papers. You know Oscar Sterna is the newly appointed police chief. And you get the impression he's not very well liked.
And he wasn't one of the constables that.
No.
Okay.
He continues. Beg pardon, ma'am, but might you be Astrid von Lundstrom?
I am.
Real quick, give me a name of one of your books.
The Fire.
You're the author of The Fire?
I am.
Do you perhaps know a woman by the name of Lyra Palmquist?
No.
Well, I was sent here by Chief Sterna. He has memories of this castle and those that lived here. He says they were a good sort who would investigate the things that the police would not. The stranger elements. And seeing as how all of Upsala now knows that you're here, news travels fast, it seems. he thought you should know. Lyra Palmquist died. Yesterday, or rather, yesterday evening, she was found in the street. The manner of her death is complicated. It would seem either someone struck her in the head with violent strength, or she was dropped from a very, very, very great height. Now I should tell you, officially, this is being ruled as a suicide. You see, Miss Palmquist was a prostitute. So other than headlines to try and get more readers, no one, I'm afraid to say, much cares. Our hands, unfortunately, are tied. I'm going to be honest with you. Chief Sterna, he's a very good man. And our police force is, let us just say it has its dark spots, unclean spots, that he is desperately attempting to wash away. If it should be known that we are, in the eyes of many of Upsala citizenry, wasting money on the investigation of a prostitute, his job could very easily be taken from him, and his attempt to right what is wrong in the force would be for naught. This is why I am here. This is why he has sent me here. If you are within these walls and you choose to do as those did before you, you might want to look into this. Your book was in her possession. And he has a satchel, he pulls it open, and you see worn copy of The Fire. You can also see it looks like it's very dirty. Mud stains, and you're going to guess that's blood. He sets it on the table. She had a death grip on that, and one other thing. She had these two feathers in the other hand. We had to pry her fingers off of them. So again, it's strange. But if you're anything like those who used to be within these walls, perhaps you'll find it interesting. But I've taken up enough of your time. Have a good day.
Oh, surely you don't have to run.
I'm afraid I do.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, next time, hopefully you have some more time. We can get to know each other better. I'd be very interested in learning more about the Upsala Police Department and how we might arrange to be useful to them in the future.
He does stop. I'll tell you this, sir. It would seem a couple of weeks back, a couple of the men were up here. They weren't sent by Chief Stern, I can tell you that much.
I say their two names.
Ah, that's them.
I remember them well.
Well, you might want to be careful of them two.
Oh.
They're part of that dark spot the Chief's trying to get rid of. So your names have been tossed about all the force. Wealth, liquor. I would not be surprised if you had more than just those two coming to your doorstep all too soon. Might want to be a bit more reserved, if you get my saying.
I do. But it's so hard not to make new friends.
You have a good day.
Thank you for the
Too.
observations.
He heads out.
I'll immediately go for my book.
You flip through it, and yeah, the pages have that, they're bound by it. You're pretty sure it's blood, so it kind of had to. But flipping through it quickly, you're not seeing anything out of the ordinary, and then one page toward the middle, where you talk about spirits unseen, ghosts, and the like. Someone has written a few things in the margins.
It says, doll moves head. Sounds of a baby crying. The doll smiled. Candles snuffing out. Asleep, everyone. How can an entire building of people all be asleep and unable to wake up? Not sure how much we lost, but Madame Tekla was very angry. I came back to a few men trying to take advantage. Tekla kept spitting and swearing. Must sleep with her mouth open. Has to be a ghost. Lizzie. Going to try talking to the doll.
Well, I have not had an opportunity to read all of your library yet, but I am sure that is a particular sequence of events that is thrilling and chilling.
Not my words.
Who wrote them is likely dead, so feel free to purloin them.
Noted.
Do we think that is akin to the dreams that have brought us to Upsala? Or do you believe that this is possibly something that happened in the real world? In the waking day?
I feel like it could definitely be real, yes. I think it's worth a look. What time is it?
Around noon. You had just had your fika. Fika is a Swedish tradition of having little cakes or cookies with coffee or tea. It's kind of like the British in, tea time. Just you don't skip on.
I was gonna go with Hobbit.
you don't skip out on fika.
Right. I am quite curious to see where this might lead. This dolls and Madame Tekla.
Can I try to recall anything that I've written, whether it be the weird books or my actual works, if the significance of the feathers?
Your first thought immediately goes to owls, but these appear to be jet black.
Get owls from that. I would have thought raven, crow.
And they're overly large. Too large for a raven.
Are they too large for an owl as well?
Yeah, this would be a very large bird.
I will admit my knowledge of birds is lacking.
I have a smattering of this and a smattering of that, and I must admit that I've not given a great deal of thought to, is it ornithology? The study of birds, but I've in the past read a page or two regarding them. Can I make a learning check to know anything about what these feathers might be?
They could be... Actually, you're drawing a blank.
Okay.
Through all your travels, you're trying to think of the largest birds you've seen.
Ostriches are quite large, but
I've heard things.
not the same kind of
The
feather.
best you can think of during your travels in the Americas would be
Condor.
vultures.
Those were those large birds. Whew. Carry a small child off. Well, it appears that we have a mystery. So, Astrid, are you the type of person who wishes to dig into the demise of a prostitute who had your book in her hand?
Absolutely.
Or should we stay here and enjoy our tea and cakes?
I mean, finishing the tea cakes, but then
I mean, she won't be any less dead, I suppose.
tea cakes.
How well traveled would you say you are in the gentlemanly areas?
When you say gentlemanly, are we talking
There
about
are many-
about clubs?
Yes. So here's the thing about.
Are we talking about actual clubs or clubs where you would want to use a fake name at the door?
So here's the thing.
Okay.
Prostitution is illegal.
Okay.
Brothels
Uh-huh.
are illegal.
All right.
But you also know there are many brothels
Yes.
in Upsala.
Okay. So, in my short time here, yes, I am. I've made myself aware of 2 or 3, but not in the effect of taking advantage of the services. The exact same thing that was done with the 2 constables that showed up. These women hear a lot of things, and again, from my past and everything I've been involved with, I consume the kind of knowledge that they would come against. So, yes, I'm more than happy to go in and spend the money of a client without actually taking advantage of services. Well, taking in some teas and cakes occasionally.
In that case, I will tell you that one in particular, you've not yet had a chance to go there, but you are somewhat salivating to do so because of what you've heard about the place. It is at Wellspring Street 59, and it happens to be ran by one Madame Tekla.
59?
Yes. And from what you were told, important individuals from the university, the archdiocese.
Yes, it does sound like a place that I would be very interested in having on the rolls.
And then also you would already know the Upsala University Hospital is a place, should you need medical care, you could go. But more to the point,
Is that where her body will be?
they have autopsy rooms, so yes. If they hadn't just already put the body in a pauper's grave, that's where it would be. And if it happened just last night,
The body would be at the hospital since it happened last night.
probably. But not for long, just because being penniless and there's going to be no official investigation, odds are she'll be moved fairly quickly.
We'll go to the hospital first.
Yes, I think the Bordello and Wellspring will be there for the next several years, as long as they, pay the constable the upkeep that they must. But the body of Lena, I would imagine, is only for a short time. What? Would you like to pack a bag? Is there anything you need to take?
Yeah, I take my satchel that I normally carry with me. It's got my writing utensils, a tin with some of my mushrooms and
The shrooms. What are you going to take?
I, of course, take my hat, my walking stick, which has a silvered handle of some woodland critter upon it, and an over jacket of some sort, because you never know what the weather's going to be like.
I can tell you it is summer currently,
Okay.
and weather in Upsala is being from the Midwest, we can appreciate it because you
Sure.
never know what's going to happen. A lot of times, summer is just as cold as winter. Winter can be so bitterly cold, everything freezes, and it just stays that way throughout the year. And then there are other times like this summer that is ungodly hot.
Okay.
So just the walking trip from Castle Gildenkreuz to Upsala University Hospital, you'll probably be sweating, but so will everyone else.
Okay. I'll definitely, tie a kerchief around my neck. Then I won't wear the overcoat. But yes, my stick, my vest, my hat, and a flask. And I should be ready to go.
All right.
A notebook and a pen are always on me. So, and a couple of dollars.
As you're leaving, Albert steps up.
Miss
Well-
Frisk.
Would you prefer pheasant this evening?
Pheasant sounds delightful.
Very good. Try not to die. As you head out, Upsala is a beautiful city. You have to cross one of the bridges going over the river. But it's one of those cities where, yes, there's beauty, especially when you see the architecture, because about not quite 100 years ago, a fire almost destroyed all of Upsala. So the cathedral was completely rebuilt. University has been added to repeatedly. So there's a lot of new in regards to building. But also because of the push of industrialization, you've got textile factories, brick making. That is drawing in a lot of people from the countryside, to the point where the outskirts of the city have become tent cities. And you have to kind of pass by a couple of streets where you can just see people sitting on the street, sitting in alleyways, coughing. They're in their own filth. This is pre-sanitation, so chamber pots are still being used and tossed out the windows. Cholera runs rampant in those areas. So it's a bit of a two sides of a coin, depending on where you are in Upsala. But now, as you were nearing Upsala University Hospital, it's quite grand. And it serves to eclipse what you just witnessed. But that doesn't make it go away. Heading into the lower rooms where the autopsies are performed, it's quiet. Your footsteps echo. And you can hear a voice up ahead through a slightly ajar door. Either there's a one-sided conversation occurring, or someone is talking to themselves. As you get to the door, give it a peek just before you push it open. You see a white lab-coated individual moving back and forth. There are tables with white sheets over them. The forms they are draped over, you can tell those are the dead. That would one of them is Greedo. That would appear to be who this man is talking to.
I'm gonna remain quiet and in the background while this goes on for a bit and observe.
And you?
I'll take his lead. I definitely want to hear this one-sided conversation and see what happens.
Such a shame, such a shame. You grips a sheet and thrusts it back, and you see a head, female, but it is severely damaged. A lot of black and blue bruising. The head itself seems to be off kilter somewhat, and you can see a very large lump in the neck that should not be there. Such a shame. You're so pretty. What did you do, little one? He's running his fingers over that. Ah, that's your spine. That's your vertebrae. You had to leap off of something very tall for that. But what? There's nothing there. No way. You see him feeling her legs. Oh, these are firm, but they're not strong enough for a leap like that. What'd you do? What'd you do? He looks at a clipboard. Sorry, dearie. That is a mystery that's just gonna have to remain. All right, then. I'll get the wheelbarrow.
I will walk in.
Oh, hello. What, can I help you?
Yes, we are here on behalf of the chief. I need to investigate Lyra Palmquist.
Behalf of the chief. Give me a manipulation roll, please.
Well, not officially, if you know what I mean. But unofficially, I'm trying to help. I forget what that does, but there's something it does.
If he's trying to help, roll one more die.
I got a 6, and then 4 5s.
6 is the only thing that counts.
All right.
So that is enough. Oh, the chief. Oh, well, what can I do?
Just want to make sure that there's not someone going around that is afflicting this on this clientele, these people.
Oh, her.
Yes.
Oh, no. Poor girl. To be honest, I don't know how she did it. I mean, I would expect something like this if someone took a dive off the cathedral. But the buildings where they found her, not tall enough. And she had to get like a running start, and that's just not the way. Hold on.
May I examine the remains?
Are you a doctor, miss?
I didn't know. I would just like to look at them.
Just be careful. Be gentle.
I won't touch. Just
That's
look.
nothing untoward.
Nothing untoward.
Good sir, what's your name? I am Egil.
My name is Astrid.
I'm Madig.
Madig?
So you're investigating this. I mean, no offense, no, but
Who else was going to?
that's exactly what I was about to say.
Well, everybody deserves to have some. Everyone should know why it is or how it is that they left this earth. Even someone who's fallen on hard times, such as her.
Well, she got a broken neck, and you can see the face she smashed.
How high do you think it would take to cause that amount of damage?
I say 40, 50 meters.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. There's nothing around that area that tall.
I've not been to the area yet, but you are local, so I'll take your word upon that. Now, this mystery grows deeper and deeper.
What could it be?
Oh.
Is there anything that I notice that he hasn't already picked out or shown us?
While he's conversing with him, you grab a shoulder and lift it up to take a look at her back, and you can see marks in her back like claws. You get the impression that something grabbed her. It got her clothing, but it still went through the clothing and scratched the back in doing so.
I will try to stealthily take out my journal and do a quick sketch. Yeah, sketch.
So, Maddie, how long have you held this position?
Oh, this is only year 2. I can tell you, this is probably the most interesting thing.
Well,
I mean, how? It makes no sense.
that is the mystery, isn't it?
And it just burns me. It's a mystery. And the poor girl deserves to, like you say, deserves to know. Well, I mean, she can't know. But maybe next of kin or friends, family, they deserve to know. But because of her line of work.
People are more than happy to visit, but not interested in telling tales.
Did you find anything?
No.
All right, then.
You must have been quite thorough.
If there's nothing further, I was about to load her in the barrel and roll her off. Have the boys take her down to the field.
That is unfortunate. Maddie, if we've taken up residence, and is there a name for the manor? Does it have like a cool name? Is there an address or something?
Where you're at?
Yeah.
Castle Gillenkreutz.
Castle Gillen. We've taken up residence at Castle Gill and Kreutz. And if other interesting or mysterious deaths like this occur, the ones that make you stop and go, wow, that doesn't seem likely, the kind of stuff that interests us. Could you possibly make us aware of it?
We'd be happy to investigate.
Oh, yeah? I can do that, yeah.
Do you like to read?
One at a time, yeah.
Popular fiction?
I've had a penny
no shame in it.
My time's up. Why you ask?
Well, I happen to know an authoress who takes these kind of things and sometimes can use them in her stories.
Really?
Yes. No, it's I think true. Not 100% sure. Just getting to know her, but I believe so.
Wait a minute. You saying I could be in a story?
You very well could.
Well, I hear anything, you'll be first to know.
Thank you, Medic. I appreciate it. I can tell that not only are you someone who is more than capable of doing this job, but you have a kind soul. The kindest person that I think, I hope it helps lead them off on their final journeys with a little kindness and tenderness.
I try.
Well, have a blessed day, good sir.
You as well. All right, come on, dearie. And the sound of the body tumbling into that barrel gives you shivers.
Did you learn anything?
I'll open up my book and I show you the sketch.
Oh,
Looks as if something clawed into her. And
in particular, bird claw.
sure.
2 1/3.
How much do we think she would have weighed? 100, 120, 130, 150, just ballpark.
You're guessing between 90 and 120.
It's a big bird.
very big bird.
Large. I'll hold the door.
I go through. I'm about to learn your ways. There's smooth talking.
No, you'll be better off without. One of us should be honest and a good soul, and then I'll be the other. Would we like to head over to 59 in Wellspring, or would we like to go take a look at where this body was found and see if there's anything?
No, I was under the impression that it was... Was it not found in that area?
Oh, it's found outside of the bordello. Okay.
Every time you say that, I want to say bordello. Yes, let's go to the bordello.
Okay.
To the brothel.
Bordello,
Da-da-da-da.
please. Your people will go to a brothel, but me and my kind will go to a bordello.
Wellspring Street 59. The building itself, it's well kept. At a glance, you would certainly not think, brothel or bordello. Are you both going to walk in? Are you alone going in? Or are you alone going in? How are you doing this?
I'm going in regardless.
At this point, I believe that we're a team, and I think that the social niceties of the situation don't seem to apply to my way of thinking.
I don't
most
ever
of the time.
adhere to social niceties,
So
You open the door and immediately...
I hold the door.
What's that?
I hold the door.
Hold the door. Immediately hear... How did this happen? Get all these out of here now!
I'll immediately back away into a shadowed area and do exactly what I did with Madig and just listen.
And you...
I will follow his lead.
It's like, yeah, slide over. Take off my hat.
First thing you notice is the decor is all very dark wood and deep dark reds and burgundies. It keeps, with the gaslight alone, it keeps things very, very dark and shady in here. But you are seeing a woman, you're guessing she's in her 30s, maybe 40s. Long, dark, curly hair. She is the one yelling currently. And she is, gesturing at numerous plants in here that are all quite dead. As in crispy, curling leaves. These have been dead for some time. Get them out of here! But we just put them out this morning, like you said. They were alive. Well, they're obviously not now. We do not need customers coming in here and seeing a dead garden. Get these out of here! And get some fresh ones. I heard the door.
I will walk in.
This woman, when she says that, twirls towards the door, and then Astrid steps out. Do you remain?
Yes. Oh, yes. Like right behind her. I step out as if I'm her shadow, practically, with my hat off.
Well, is this to be a couple's endeavor then?
Oh, no, not today.
Oh, which of you wishes to watch then?
No, not that either, actually.
Perhaps you're lost then.
I mean, only lost in thought, but quickly coming around. And I go up to the flowers, hopefully before they're all snatched up, and try to get a look at what they look like. And
What kind? Yeah.
There were a lot of roses. It's an assortment of very colorful flowers, all of which are just almost black. A lot of the petals are now on the ground. Like I said, it looks as though they've been dead for quite some time.
I don't want to take up too much of your time, but me and my friend here, we have some questions that we'd like to be able to ask you in a private manner. We've been sent somewhat circumstantially by a gentleman in blue by the name of Nicholas.
What's this about then?
Oh, an unpleasant matter that happened earlier this morning, right outside. The kind that would normally not be looked into heavily by people who wear blue?
Immediately, both of you freeze. Because behind her, in a doorway, you see a face just barely lit by the flickering gaslight in here. Like I said, it's very dark, very shadowy. But the face is unmistakable. You're looking at the face of Lyra Holmquist, the one you just had on an autopsy table. The hair is dark, not blonde, but she's watching you, edging out a bit, as though she's trying to hear a bit more. So you're saying the copper sent you then?
No, I'm not going to say that out loud.
Ah, of course not. So what's this about? The unfortunate loss of one of my girls?
While this is happening, I want to look around and see if I see any dolls in this area.
Not that you can see. There is a curved stairway leading to a second floor. This building, I mean, obviously where you see what looks like Lyra back behind, you're assuming this lady is Madame Tekla, since she's a take-charge individual. But you can see Lyra back there, so obviously the building goes back quite a ways. So you've got probably rooms back there, more rooms upstairs, but as far as this foyer, you are seeing no dolls.
Does Lyra seem like she notices us?
Oh,
Noticing
yeah.
her?
Oh, yeah.
Do I get the sense that this is a situation where I am seeing things that other people might not usually see? Did Egg Shin give me a 6 demon bag?
Unfortunately, if there's nothing outwardly unnatural about something, you can't tell if it's
Gotcha.
unnatural.
Well, I just saw her on a wheelbarrow, so I'm going to assume that something unnatural is going on, and I'm going to keep calm about that, at least as best I can. Yes, so this is the sort of situation I believe that you and your girls would normally receive the short end of the stick, and me and my associate don't like the unevenness of justice here in Upsala. Someone is going to look into what happened. That someone will be us.
The two of you.
I say hat in hand.
She's looking both of you up and down. So you're inspectors then?
Unofficially. Never find our names on a payroll.
Private investigators then?
We can call it that, yeah.
The private part, for sure.
All right then, follow me. Get them out of here. I'm trying. This girl's got a big basket. She's trying to pull these dead
Who did you
flowers
purchase
in.
this from?
There's a stall down the road. Normally they have good product. Obviously not anymore. These are brought in fresh this morning. Supposedly. And the girl, they were. She leads you through a door into what you're assuming is her office. It's very lavishly decored. She sits down behind a desk. It's a very tall backed chair she sits in. There are 2 chairs before the desk. She motions toward them. Leans back, relaxes. So what exactly can I do for the private detectives?
I would like to just look around the establishment, maybe inspect any of her personal belongings if she still has some here.
Did you sit down?
Yes.
All right. Once she sits down, I'll sit down.
All right, look. What happened was unfortunate. Oh, my heart breaks. but I have a business to run. I can't have customers coming in here with 2 investigators poking their noses in, prodding the beast, as it were, making
be
people
discreet.
uncomfortable. I've got some clientele that are very important and prefer not to be noticed.
That's why we use the word private.
We will be discreet.
And I'll let you in on something else. That girl's trouble. Always going on. She was addled in the brain is what she was. Talking of ghosts. Told me on more than one occasion this place was haunted. Said she saw a little child. She knows better than that. I would never allow such a thing.
Have you been the only owner of this establishment?
That's right.
So you opened it up yourself?
I did.
And was the building pre-existing before you opened it?
It was.
It's not to say that the child, if she saw something, would have belonged to you or any of yours. Ghosts, if you believe in such things,
And I don't.
well, then that wouldn't really matter, but they would possibly predate you arriving. So there's no need to think that some child was misaligned on your end of things. She could have been seeing something far from the past.
Uh-huh. How long is this investigation going to take?
Not too long. Just some questions. How long had Lyra been working for you?
About 3 years. Her and her sister.
Is her sister still here?
She is.
At some point, we would like to have the chance to speak with her, of course. For someone who is trouble, you kept her around for 3 years. Was she, I assume she was a good earner.
There are those who are fond of her.
And have any of those who are fond of her grown unfond of her in recent weeks?
Not I'm aware of.
Excellent.
One fella, I will tell you that. You see her kind of, she's twirling her hair in her fingers. She's obviously, deep in thought now. You apparently brought something that she hadn't really given much thought to. Huh. There's an artist at the university. He's a professor or some such. He was here practically every night. Even asked my permission on more than one occasion to take her out into town. I don't know what he was thinking. Once those girls signed that ledger, there's no going back.
So this professor, this artist,
He ain't been around.
found his muse in Lyra up until recently?
He ain't been around. I ain't seen him in at least 2-3 days. You know those artist types.
I am acquainted.
Maybe he enjoyed his opium a bit too much, had a few visions, and maybe he did it to her.
Well, that is definitely something we will look into. Do you have a name for this individual? Did he sign the roll?
It was Niels something. If you talk to the sister, she probably knows.
Well, if you'll make her
bastard.
available to us, we'll of course do that.
For as enamored as he was with Lyra,
He's now found her sister to his liking,
well, since they're twins, apparently he decided he'd sample the other side.
but he still has not been seen in a few days.
No.
Right.
If there's nothing else, I need to make sure my girls are doing their work.
If you don't mind, what time of day is it? Is this pretty active or, well, she's talking about the flowers being dead, so I'm going to assume it's not.
It's about 1 p.m.
So,
now.
all right. Spend a couple of minutes looking about. Did she have a permanent room? Lyra did?
Yeah.
Has it been cleaned out yet?
Not yet.
Can my friend Astrid have a look into it? I can assure you that nothing will be pilfered.
I don't know what you'd be pilfering. Oh yeah, it's upstairs, third floor on your left.
Would you like me to go speak to your flower stall and explain to them that they owe you some money?
Being chivalrous now, are we?
I don't know that it just started.
Well, Sir Galahad, if you wish, by all means.
I'll look into it.
What'd you say your name was?
Egil.
Again.
Fairly new to Upsala, but my family, we have roots that go back very deep here. But unfortunately, I've been away from home for these last 50-some years. Just now, finding it calling back to me in my later years. You have anybody here who specializes in massage? Find these old bones going up and down these cold streets occasionally. Could use some release.
I have a girl who specializes in that, yeah.
Well, then, you don't mind providing her name? Perhaps I will come visit her in the near future.
Her name is Lynn.
Lynn. That's a beautiful name. Well, I will take up no more of your time. You're a busy businesswoman. I'll see myself out.
Third door on your left, upstairs.
I will exit as well.
I assume it would be a tad bit untoward for me to go up there with that, so I'm going to poke around downstairs a little bit. And plus, give Lauren outside a game chance to, do stuff and play. So
I'm gonna walk by you and say I'm gonna start calling you Galahad.
One of many names I've used.
As you head toward the stairs, you glance over into that hallway where you saw the face, and you still see her there, and she...
I will go.
As you walk by, I'll lean in a little bit. She has a twin sister. Good luck.
She glances over your shoulder to see where Madame Tekla is and pulls you into a doorway. You're asking about Lyra.
Yes.
What do you know?
That her death was under a strange circumstance, so we're looking into what is going on. I'm sorry, who are you?
My name is Inez. Inez Palmquist.
The sister.
Yes.
I'm Astrid von Lundstrom.
A pleasure to meet your acquaintance. My sister, she could be a fool, but didn't deserve to die. But she was talking crazy things.
Did you experience any of the things she talked about?
Pulls you further into this doorway. Looks like it's a storeroom. I admit there's some strangeness. But I never saw the stuff that she saw. Dolls moving and talking. Didn't see no kids nowhere. But she swore she did.
Well, what were the strange things you saw then?
It's not seeing so much as feeling.
Mm-hmm.
A room suddenly go cold. You know how hot it is. But I've been in a room, I could see my breath. Look, a lot of the girls around here, they deal with this life any way they can. For some, that's opium or heroin or drink. Now, Lyra, while I accuse her more often than not, I know she didn't. Just The way she's talking. She lifts up her shirt, and you can see bruises all over her midsection. She rolls her sleeve up, more bruises. It's not a nice place here. But I took more than one beating for a leader. Just because you kept mouthing off about ghosts and hauntings, and Madame Tekla had enough.
So Tekla's the one that did this.
Yeah. And I'll tell you something else. You can hear Tekla's voice. Something about, how much do we have left? No, you keep doing that. I'll check. And you can hear footsteps coming closer. Oh no. I'll find you later. She brushes off, opens the door, goes inside and closes it, leaving you in the doorway of the storeroom, and Tekla steps in and, well, it would appear the second floor has fallen.
Apologies. Look, I lost my way.
Stairs are right there.
Thank you. I will back out slowly and go up the stairs.
Start making your way there. You have seen this transpire. What are you doing precisely? This girl has... She has a basket about this big.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gotten as many of these flowers in as she can, and now it's gotten to the point where she puts some in, others fall out.
I will step in and do what I can to help her, like crush them down a little bit. Seems that you could use a hand.
She looks over.
More than happy to help.
She's making certain Tekla's not watching. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure.
I've never seen you here before.
I'm not a regular. Did you purchase these flowers yourself this morning from the stall down the street?
Yeah.
I assume you do this regularly? Never had a problem before?
No.
Flowers last a few days?
I mean, with the heat, less so. They wilt pretty quick, but they don't die.
No, this looks strange. This looks as if they'd been wilted and drained and, yes, peculiar. Did you see it happen? Was it rapid?
I went upstairs just to try and freshen up, and then I hear yelling from Tekla, and I come rushing down, and they're dead.
And about what time was that? Just recently when I saw her on the stairs?
It wasn't long before you and your lady friend came in.
Okay. And how long, outside of game, how long ago had Lyra's body been taken away?
He did not specify. He just said it was last night.
It was long enough he came to us, last night. So, and this happened this morning. That is, that's peculiar. Okay. I don't know what would have caused that. But it seems unnatural, so I'm going to think about that. And how long have you been living within the 59 here?
Only a year. I'm still kind of new.
And about how many work here?
About a dozen.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I understand. And Madame Tekla runs a tight ship. Tight enough that it's oppressive.
it's our lot in life.
I can understand that. Well, I'll be more than happy to help you with these flowers.
I can't. Thank you for your help. That's fine.
Very well.
She picks the basket up. Seems to have most of them in it, and she opens the door and heads outside.
I'll hold the door.
Thank you.
I'll shut it.
1, 2. Third door. Push it open. This whole place just bodies, the heat. Not exact. You're guessing that's part of why the flowers are so important, is to try and mask various scents.
Is your book?
What's up?
Your vessel?
This room is more of a closet. As far as personal effects, you see a number of, you're guessing they're about notebook-sized slips of paper all over with little sketches. More often than not, it would appear to be sketches of Lyra. Some just portraits of her face, others full body shots reclining on a bed.
Are they signed?
No. As far as personal belongings, it looks like she had maybe 2 sets of clothes beyond whatever she had on when she died.
Do you believe that she was drawn like some French girls?
Probably. It's a safe assumption. Is there any dolls?
No.
Okay. I would like to shut the door, and bad things happen. Shut the door, get out my journal and my pencil, and I want to try to channel and do my automatic writing.
Okay. Is that you rolling or me?
It doesn't really specify. It just says that the game master provides more or less vague clues, predictions about the future, or momentary insights into the thoughts or experiences. Extra successes reveal more clues on a failure.
So I need you to roll inspiration.
Alrighty. I got a 6.
You try and shut out all the sounds because you're hearing laughter over here, a couple of people bickering over here. Tekla's voice is rising up from below, yelling about something. Air turning on.
They wish.
They do. Center yourself. Place the pencil on the paper and just allow your hand to move. And it does begin to move. You open your eyes and you're watching. It's always strange when this happens. It's almost like watching, being outside of your body, because the hand is literally moving by itself. The thing about this time, though, it is not words being written. It's an image. And when it is done, you see very large wings. But instead of a bird's head, you see a body of a bird. They're, rudimentary feathers. But it looks like the head of a baby on this thing. Its eyes are pitch black. And as you're staring at it, you can hear the sound of a baby crying. It's not coming from this room, it's coming from somewhere down the hall.
I try to focus on where the crying is coming from so I can go to it once I wrap So
Putting paper away, everything back in your satchel. Open the door. Yeah, you can hear it. You're fairly certain 2 doors down on the right. The door is actually ajar. You're standing there. The door opens up. You see a man walk in.
Door from the outside?
Yes.
Okay.
Man walk in, turns, shuts the door, turns and starts sauntering in and sees you. Hey there, mate.
Good day.
Not too hot for a little action, eh?
Only the heat of hell itself would keep me away from this fine establishment, and then only for a minute or two.
That's the spirit. Well, I'm off to it.
Enjoy.
Tekla comes out from
Don't forget to tip.
a room in that hall. You're not going to join your friend?
Oh no, certain things are left to the finer things, so I let her do that.
You truly are a Galahad.
Poking through the room of a young lady is something that
Trust me, they've had everything they got poked.
I do enjoy a good joke. So how long have you been involved in this particular business? You said 3 years at this particular establishment, I believe, but got a feeling you had to have got your start somewhere.
I did.
And I don't think it was in Upsala. I think it was outside of Upsala.
Really?
I just have a feeling. Sometimes I have these feelings. Sometimes I'm wrong.
I've had many a man catch feelings.
It's a bad thing to catch in a place like this.
There are worse things.
Do you have any issues with the boys in blue, or do you have an arrangement with them?
It's a lot of questions. I don't think I have anything to do with poor Lyra.
Nope, that's just for my own curiosity. How things work, the inner mechanisms, stuff that's behind the clock, the gears, not the pretty face, but the things that really make Upsala move and go. The movers, the shakers, the people who have their finger on the real pulse. Not the facade that everyone sees, but the kind of thing that someone in your position sees. The reality, below the surface.
Give me a manipulation roll.
let's go.
And you. You're the two. You're not gonna do me dirty.
Nice.
1-6. As far as hopefully that's all we ever need, because we're gonna do just fine if it's just that.
Bring some new D6s up in this.
You see her, she's watching you, studying you. A girl can't be giving away all her secrets on the first date, now can she?
No, that would result in the allure of being lost. You have to have a tad bit of mystery about yourself to keep it going. It's like fishing. You get a nibble here and there.
I'll tell you, I came up poor. My father was a farmer. That was not the life for me. So I made a new one. And yeah, I got friends. Some powerful ones. But that's all you're gonna get from me today. Now, if you'll excuse me, you might want to try something other than just standing right in the middle of the floor.
I look forward to tomorrow's.
Oh, boy, are you planning on coming back, are you?
Such a nice establishment.
Heads into her office and shuts the door. You're creeping down the hall to that door that is ajar. You're still hearing the voices.
Is this like an open walkway with barrister kind of spindle, or is it like, can I see up
No.
there? Okay.
The building's fairly long, so the
Gotcha.
stairs went up And then she turned down a hall.
Okay.
There are a couple of doors up here with a banister so you can look down.
Yes, okay.
But she is down a hallway, so she has disappeared from your sight. Unless you
Absolutely
go
fine.
up the stairs. You're getting a strong scent. You've been around enough less than savory places in your life to recognize the smell of opium. As you peek through the crack of this ajar door, you see a number of, not really a bed per se, a lot of pillows all over the floor, and you see a woman. Her eyes are just slightly open. You're guessing she is deep, deep in the grip of an opium high. You can see the pipe just playing next to her. But more importantly, she has something cradled. I don't know how modest Astrid is, but this woman's shirt is completely undone. And it looks like a child is suckling at her breast. She's just, that's my girl. Yeah.
Is the child moving?
I need either a logic or empathy, your choice.
Empathy. It's just the straight, none of the extra skills.
Nope.
Okay. I got 1-6.
All you needed. It looks like a doll? But you could have swore you saw the tiny hands kneading the flesh. And then you don't know if she suddenly just shifted and moved, because she did move. Or if that thing just moved by itself. Because suddenly it went from being, it looked like it was feeding, to suddenly staring right at you.
I will stare back for...
And the thing about it is, it's a creepy looking doll. Because the face looks as though, well, I'll just show you. This was laying down and then suddenly staring straight at you.
I will hold the stare for an awkward pause amount of time. Just to make sure that it isn't going to move again. I'm basically waiting to see, like, are you going to move again?
And that is when a hand grips your shoulder and Inez is... That's Lizzie.
The doll or the woman?
The woman.
Okay.
The doll don't got no name. Come on, take it to my room.
Okay.
It's right next door to Leader's room. It's pretty much the same thing. All the rooms here are very, very small. Hers, again, kind of lacks in any sort of decoration. It's just what it is. What it is. But you get in, squat down on some pillows. Yeah, she's high on the opium more often than not. Helps her cope. But that was the doll. That was the doll Leader kept talking about, saying it was smiling or look at her or wink at her.
What can you tell me of Niels?
You can tell that caught her by surprise. What do you know about him?
Is he the one that did the sketches in her room?
Give me an observation check.
Two sixes.
Woohoo! Dun dun dun.
When you ask her that question, you see it's jealousy. Yeah. And you see her as she says yeah with that tone. You see her eyes moving all along the walls of her room and how they're void of any drawings. What about him?
What's his last name?
Osterson. Niels Osterson, chair of the art department. Upsala University.
What's he like?
What's any man like? You know what they want. Give me a manipulation roll.
Two sixes. Three sixes.
It's getting better and better.
You know, he promised he was going to take both of us out of here.
Both.
I don't know. Leader was his favorite, but given we both look alike, I don't know if it was him thinking he was going to get twice as much, or if it was really. He seems like he seems like a very good man. He's bought things for Lyra and me. Look. The way she talked, it was too good to be true. So I might have pretended to be her just so I could see if it was true.
And?
Treated me like a princess. And that's saying something. Don't no one around here do that. Kissed every bruise I've got. Said he was putting money away. He was had plans to get a house outside of Oslo. Said he was gonna take us both away. But something had to have happened, because he's not been here.
When was the last time you saw him?
3 days ago. He tore out of here. Tore out of Leader's room fast.
Did she say why?
No, she said she woke up to her door slamming. As far as she knew, everything was fine.
Anything else you want to tell me?
This is a bad place. Not that I think there's any brothel that's good. But aside from Madame Tekla Something's happening.
Was there ever a time when everyone was asleep and they were unable to be woken up?
That's what Lyra said.
When did that take place? What day?
Maybe a week ago? It was Lyra's turn to go and get the flowers. Claimed she came back and everyone sound asleep. And there were a handful of men in here thinking they were going to get things for free. Boy, Madame Tekla was not happy. But yeah, stuff like that. You can't explain it.
Do you remember the names of the men who were trying to take advantage?
No.
I thank you for the information that you have given me. And I promise we will try to get to the bottom of what happened to your sister. Are you going to stay here?
Where else am I going to go?
I don't know if Niels shows up.
I've thought about visiting the university. He doesn't even know. I doubt Madame Tekla would let me leave, though. One girl down, we gotta keep all hands on deck. Could you do it?
Visit Niels. I suppose I can.
You know, let him know about Lyra.
Yes.
And see if he's gonna come back. Not that it matters. Of course.
Of course. You said that you pretended to be here. Does he know about you?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I guess a part of me was thinking maybe I could take his place in his eyes. Be her. If it gets me out of here, I'll do anything.
I'll go see him then.
Thank you. Eagle, you're noticing some flower remnants that were left behind, and you're hearing things kind of clatter in Madame Tekla's office. You get the impression she's not happy. And if she were to see these items on the floor left behind, she would probably not be happy with the girl that just left. So you think perhaps you'll just kind of help her out. You start to pick them up, shove them in your pocket. And your hand pulls one of these out from between a couple of
Some of the
pillows.
desiccated flowers. I will put that in my hat and keep it and continue to tidy up this mess as best I can. Is there a vase somewhere nearby?
Hmm?
Just right in there.
Are you doing anything further once you leave her?
Kind of want to go steal that doll. Yeah, I know. It's yeah, I want to try to go steal that doll.
You head out of...
If she's still opiumed out. If she's not, then
I mean, you know, generally, it's not a quick...
Okay.
You sneak out of Inez's room, head back down, push that door open, and she's still there. The doll is now... It's like it's watching the door. So as you get there, it's already looking right at you. And that is when you start to take in a number of these kind of stuck out of pillows and whatnot. Probably half a dozen at least.
Like the pillows were made out of those feathers?
No.
Or okay.
Just pillows have been tossed about, so some of them are sticking out. A lot of others, these are just on the floor. The window is open to try and let some breeze in. You see some kind of marks that look like if it was a very large bird would create those kind of marks. Are you going to try and grab the doll?
Well, if the doll's looking at me like it's expecting me to walk through the door again, I will first chide myself about what I'm about to do and say, hello. And I'll wait an awkward amount of time again. And if it doesn't talk back to me, then yes, I will try to reach out and touch it.
You reach out, touch it, it's just a doll.
Is it like a porcelain doll, or is it like a...
Yes. Lizzie does kind of shift.
I'll try not to disturb Lizzie any more than necessary and pick up the doll.
As you go to get this, you see now, as I said, her shirt is wide open. It's not milk. Her breast and abdomen is smeared with... She's leaking blood.
Does it look like there's a wound?
If someone were, say, feeding... Yeah.
I'm not going to touch the doll. I'm going to back out and go back downstairs.
Eagle, you soon see Astrid coming down the steps.
Stand up.
Her
from,
face,
the stool.
she looks a little shocked.
I hurry over without running, but walking quickly. Astrid, are you okay?
Go upstairs.
Very well. Okay, and I'll head upstairs.
Take him to the scene.
From a little uncomfortable, not from creepiness, just uncomfortable.
You're guessing the fellow who came in and
Yep.
greeted you is in that room?
That room there.
Due to the sounds you're hearing coming from that
Good
room?
for him.
She leads you to a... did you close the door or just leave?
Oh, I just left.
There's a room, the door is open. You get the scent as well. Opium has been smoked, obviously, heavily from this room. And the first thing you see is a woman just
Many of these establishments.
laid out on the ground. Her shirt blouse is wide open. There's blood trickling from her breast. This is like right next to her, staring at you.
I'm staring at this woman's breast that's bleeding. Is it bad enough that it looks like she needs to be tended to, or does it look like this is not a life-threatening but yet strange injury? And
It does not look life-threatening.
Okay.
Do you have, either of you have medicine?
I do.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a medicine roll.
I'm not good at it.
You're better at it than I am.
You can tell now that you're... I mean, addicts will have a pallor about them to begin with. She looks even more pale, almost to the point of anemia. And you also notice many more of these strewn about the room.
I found some of those. I found,
That's what I wanted you to see. I did some research in Lyra's room, and I show him the picture that I drew.
A set of wings, a bird-like body, but the head is that of a newborn baby.
Okay, not like this doll, though.
No. And the eyes are just pitch black.
While I was in my trance, I heard a baby crying.
Do I know about trances yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Have I seen it yet?
Probably not.
Okay. Very private. Okay. Are you okay?
Give it time.
Offer my
yes,
flask.
I'd take it. I heard the sound of a baby crying in this room, so I went to investigate it, and I saw that doll. I swear that doll was feeding from this woman.
Aren't you a bit of the creepiness there? So
I was going to touch it, and then
Oh.
the bleeding thing, and
I'll walk over and like very gently look around, make sure and I will cover her up. Just take her, big wide open hands. Very
I would have done it if you told me to. I just
like did that, and
it doesn't bother me.
all right, creepy little wee doll. Your time here in this establishment's over. Hope you got what you needed.
The door slams shut behind you.
It comes to this.
So, make your peace.
You can't feed on her anymore.
Nor anyone else in this establishment.
It's just a doll.
Okay. Well, I don't think we brought a sack or something to throw the
I
doll
have my
into.
satchel.
Did you have things that you like in that satchel?
Yes, that's why you're going to put them in your satchel now. And I will be getting a new satchel later on this week.
First up in the satchel. And I'm going to go up and pick up the doll by its hair.
Hold open my satchel.
Dump it in the satchel.
Dump it in.
Then while it's in there, I'm going to twirl my cane with the silver head and tap it on its head a couple of times. All right. Excellent. Well, I think our work here is done. Feathers all over the place, desiccated and rotted flowers within a matter of minutes. Did we get to the bottom of people sleeping and someone walking in on that? I assume that was Lyra.
Her sister stated that she went out to get the daily flowers.
Lyra or the niece?
Lyra. And when she came back, nobody was able to be woken, and Tekla was extremely mad about it. I did find out about Niels. He is Niels Osterson, chair of the art department of Upsala University.
Ooh.
The asleep thing happened like a week ago.
Do they know who the men were?
No.
Do they know if they wore any uniforms or
I
were in a
did not
particular
ask
organization?
that question.
Okay, I think the madam downstairs would probably be the one that would have the most knowledge about that particular anyway.
Inez has requested us to visit the university and inform Niels of Lyra's passing. She hopes that he will continue to visit her.
Ah. Well,
But he has not been seen in 3 days.
I have a list. He actually pulls out his notebook. So some of the things that I'm curious about are what are the feathers from? When we get back to the library, we should see if anything of this picture of yours relates to anything in there. Is there something strange about this particular doll? I'm leaning towards yes. What happened to Niels? And what caused the flowers to decay? And who these men were?
I also suggest we get some type of vessel to store this in. That is not my satchel.
Okay. We should look up creepy dolls in the library as well. Baby-faced bird things, creepy dolls. All right, head downstairs. Oh, wait, does the door open?
At first, no. But that could be simply due to the heat and...
Swelling.
But finally, with a audible wrench, you were able to get it open. Make your way back down the hall. You see Inez's door was ajar, and she was looking. As you pass by, she grabs your arm. There's one more thing. I don't think Niels knows. No one knew except Leader and me. I don't think she told anyone.
You don't think Niels knows about the spooky stuff?
Well, that I don't know. No, what I'm talking about... Lyra found out she was pregnant.
Do you know how far along she was?
Not long. We had to get regular exams.
Does Techno know?
I think she made the doctor promise not to tell her because she didn't want to get beat. The last beating I took for her, that was why. I knew she was pregnant. I knew we can't have children. Tekla will make us kill them, or she'll kill them herself. Lyra knew it. I told her that repeatedly, but she had that dream in her head, wanted a normal life of being a mother, a wife, having a family. She thought Niels would take her away and be father to her child, and now she's gone.
And you don't think Niels knew?
I don't think she told him yet. So you might want to let him know.
Okay.
Or not.
She steps back and closes her door. So where are the two of you off to now?
I think one last stop. Gonna go knock on Tikla's door. Gently. Not cop knocking.
The door swings open rather quickly.
I'm so incredibly sorry to bother you, but
Galahad.
before we leave, one last question that I think only you should be able to answer. A week ago, there was a disturbance at the establishment. Some men tried to take advantage of people who found themselves asleep. So I've heard. Who were these men?
I don't know their names. Sailors. All of them. Apparently they came in, noticed everyone was asleep, and decided, oh, it's party time. On the house. As far as I'm concerned, it had to have been... We got so many girls on opium. Probably it's the smoke of it. Everyone got put to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind the girls doing what they gotta do to get through the day, but I don't want that happening again. Is there anything else?
Have we had cards made yet? Have we had time with the address and things like that?
Sure.
I'll pull out my case and go, my card. Should ever need of me, feel free to send someone over. I find your establishment fascinating.
The castle, huh? Well,
Perhaps we can give you a private tour at some point in the future. Good day, ma'am.
in the future. Get back out on the hot streets. You can see the steam rising off the stones.
I have to make one stop. I apologize. I head down to the flower stall.
Okay.
Excuse me, good sir.
What
Or
can I do
ma'am.
you for? Flowers for your pretty lady, eh?
Yes.
Oh,
Amongst,
great. What? She looks like a yellow rose lady to me. Hmm?
yes. Now,
A dozen of those then. Yes, sir?
yes.
Very good.
Now, you, sir, do business with a particular establishment 3 doors down on a fairly regular basis. I believe that the trade is quite good.
Oh, 59, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they unfortunately this morning had, for the first time, I'm under the impression they had a situation where the product was not up to snuff.
Wait, what does that mean?
Means it was desiccated, decayed, rotten,
Oh,
delivered that way.
no. Feast your eyes, friend. Do you see anything like that here? No.
Okay.
These are fresh.
As that may be,
Now,
sir.
the heat, get wrong. I mean, sitting here, you can get a bit of Wilton.
As those things may be, sir, if you wish to continue the trade with that particular establishment on such a regular basis, I think it would be advisable.
Oh, you strong-arming me now, are you?
I think it would be advisable for you to give them another delivery today.
Is that so?
I do. I think it would be good for your business.
Manipulation roll, please.
I assist.
How?
I will just lean in. Very advisable.
Plus
As how much was the 12 roses that I just bought?
one. Negligible.
I will add a double negligible to it.
Plus one.
This one. This is the one. It was not the one. None of them. None of them were the one. All right. So how's the push thing work?
You'd have to take a condition.
And how long does those last?
Depends on the condition.
You're just gonna get exhausted
Yeah, just
arguing with the flower dude.
Yeah, I mean, at some point you have to. I think I've made enough of an impression with that particular establishment that this would have just been a bonus. So I don't know that it's really worthwhile, to be quite honest. All right. Yes, that. So you are disinclined to take my advice. Very well, good sir. I can see that you are a man of some kind of business acumen that I am not familiar with. I will merely go and discuss this option with someone else and to see if they would like to have a daily delivery of flowers sent to that establishment instead.
More threats! Trying to upset a man's business.
Yes.
Who are you then?
Hi, my name is Edgel.
Okay, Agile.
That's what you asked. That was the answer to your question. Good, sir. Now, I am in a position that I will be buying flowers from someone on a fairly regular basis. It could be you, or it could be someone else. But again, I believe it is in the best interest of this particular business to take care of that particular customer today. Unless, of course, you think that Madame Ticla's temper is something to tally with. If you think that is the case, then good luck to you, good sir. But I've only met her this morning one time, and I can tell you, that's a fierce temper.
I'll do it. Not because you said so. Some of them girls, they're good girls.
They are. I had a chance to speak with a few this morning.
And they definitely don't deserve her wrath.
That is certainly the truth, sir.
Right then, I'll do it.
And I wish you a good day.
You as well.
I'm sorry that if I came across to be snooty, but I've been in the presence of Miss Ticla for over an hour today, and I must find with you that I do not find the stress of my life to have been less burdened today.
Ha! Now we understand each other.
All right. Off to
Should we head to
check the satchel, see if there's anything weird going on with that.
There's a doll in the satchel.
All right. There's no rips in the bottom or anything crazy, so.
Nope,
Yep, all right.
satchel's not moving. It's good.
Cool. All right.
Do you think we have time to go to the university, or should we?
I mean, you're at the you're close by because you already went to the university hospital, so it's not that far.
And how far is the castle from here?
That is actually that's the farthest point. Gillenkreuts is at the far north end of Upsala, whereas the area you're in right now is essentially the university district.
How long will it take us to get back to the castle from here?
10 more minutes than if you were to go.
I mean, can we get a cab? Like a handsome carriage? Are those about? Are there a taxi-style Sherlock Holmesian?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Shall we go to the university, or?
I think so.
do
I
we
think
need
this
to do
Niels
research?
Osterman is someone to speak with.
All right then.
Find why he let out so quickly those many 3 days ago.
The university, much like all of Upsala, is kind of split between the haves and the have-nots. Only instead of haves and have-nots, it is the arts and philosophy versus the sciences. So it's very easy to find where the arts and philosophy portion is, and from there, it's a simple matter of asking about, and you were led to the offices of the art department and the chair of the art department, one Niels Osterson. And as you near the door to his office, you hear a crashing sound coming from within. The obvious sound of paper hitting the ground, flying about.
Did the person leading us, did somebody lead us here, or did they give us directions? We're on our own. All right, so I will rush, again, not running, walking very quickly and briskly to the door and trying to open it.
It's not locked. So opening it, you are greeted with paper, paint splashes. There are canvases all over, brushes, palettes, and you see this man. You can see where it was. There should be. I mean, there looks like there's probably a very nice desk right there. This is not an area where you would paint. That would be elsewhere, where you nice open area. There are obvious signs this is an actual office, and yet he has apparently decided to turn it into a studio for painting. There are a couple of canvases.
Which makes me wonder what he is painting upon those canvases.
There are a couple of canvases that have cloths tossed over them. He's currently going through bottles of paint. No.
Sir!
Ah! He whirls around, his glasses kind of slide down his nose a bit when he does so. He looks to be probably early 50s. Shoulder length blonde hair, blue eyes.
Mr. Osterson?
Yeah, I'm very busy.
I will take a moment of your time.
I'm sorry?
Me and my associate here have a need of you, and I will hold the door open for her, and as she comes in, then I will close the door.
You don't understand. I haven't been sleeping.
In the last 3 days,
Yes?
visions.
I can't get it out of my head.
Astrid, would you like to tell him what the visions might be?
My drawing.
I mean, again, while
He
she is
goes
talented,
over, as I said, there were two canvases that had drop cloths on them.
she obviously hasn't studied under you.
He pulls the drop cloths down. These are what are painted upon.
I think yours was much more passive, if I'm to be honest.
I'll hold mine.
Now,
You've seen, you had the dreams?
do you have a moment for us?
He just,
Yes, I think he does.
it's a bit of just nervous exhaustion. He kind of just drops into a sitting position.
When was the last time you ate,
it
good
real?
sir?
Is it real? Have you seen it? Have you heard it? Listen.
Pull out the feather out of the hat, put it on the desk. Phones exist?
No.
Okay. Poke my head out into the hallway and see if there's anybody about, students in particular. Maybe if somebody looks studly. You, young sir, are you taking any classes underneath the arts department?
Well, yes,
Oh, so you know the chair.
I do.
Oh. Would you like to be in his good graces?
Very much so.
Well, he finds himself knee-deep in work currently and has been unable to find himself any food in the last day or two, and is now well, in a state and an affair that is unseemly. I would wonder if you might be able to go out and get us a bag full of sandwiches.
Well, absolutely. Is there a preference?
Just some food, sir. Here you go.
Thank you, sir. We were drink.
Please.
You takes off in the
Head
jar.
back in. Perhaps we should all get comfortable. Master, do you feel comfortable having this conversation with this young man?
I don't know what it is, but I know it's in that building. I know it. I saw it in the hallway.
In front of Lyra's room?
No.
Lizzie's room?
Yeah. Yeah. The opium addict. Yeah.
Did it say anything to you?
He cried.
Like a baby?
I think I heard Mama. I left. I ran.
And that was 3 days ago?
What day is it?
It's up what day it is.
Yes. And my poor Lyra. I can't bring myself to go back, and I don't want to leave her there alone with that thing. But I don't know what. Tell me what to do. What can I do?
Wait for the sandwiches to come back before we get into this.
I can see that you're quite fraught over this whole situation.
I don't. What have I done to? Have I angered God?
I don't think he has much to do with this particular situation.
Can you think back to that night? Did anything besides that out of the ordinary occur before you saw it or heard it?
Lyra had these thoughts. She thought the place was haunted by a ghost. She begged me to get her a book from the university library about ghosts or Vaesen or something. So I got her one, and she poured through it. But she was saying a doll in Lizzie's room looked at her, or smiled at her, or chased her. Said she heard a baby crying. Candles would suddenly get snuffed out when there's no breeze because there's no air for it to be. They'd hear little footsteps. I just thought maybe, maybe she had been trying the opium or something, or maybe she was just a little crazy in the head. That's okay. It's okay.
What can you tell me of Inez?
I'm a horrible person. Can you love more than one person at once?
I believe so.
I want to take them both out of there. That is a horrible place, and they don't deserve to be there. And I'm making headway as far as getting the funds to get us out of here. Get them away from all of that. And as he's saying this, and he keeps gesturing with his hands are completely covered in paint. But at one point, because he's wringing his hands, the light coming in through the windows catches the wedding ring on his finger. But that, I can't get that out of my head. I can't sleep because as soon as I close my eyes, it's there. I hear the flapping of the wings and it's right there. I just want to sleep. I wanted to stop. I wanted to stop. I want to see my Lyra again, and I want everything to be good again. What can I do to make it all good again?
Life is rarely that easy. I'm sorry. There are no easy answers.
But why? Am I being punished?
I don't think so.
I can't even draw anything else. That's all I can paint or draw is that thing.
How long have you been attending 59th and Wellspring?
Year? I saw Lyra on the street. She was buying flowers, and I saw her go in, so I worked up the courage and I went in, and I've been going back ever since.
Well, I can tell you that we believe that this thing you saw is real. We don't believe it's a figment of your imagination. We don't think it's a loss on your grasp reality.
That's not possible.
You're right. And yet, this is the discussion that we're currently having.
What is it?
I would say it's some kind of nightmarish creature that's found a home here upon the earth. Maybe a fallen angel. A fallen angel. Let's be clear. Some kind of cursed thing that for whatever reason has been attracted to that particular establishment. Maybe it's the woe of the employees that work there, the hardship that it feeds upon.
What about Lyra and Inez? Are they in danger?
I think there's a very real chance that everyone there could be in some kind of danger. We are currently investigating this matter, looking into it to see if we can come up with a solution to this particular problem. And with your help, I think that we'll get one step closer to a final solution. Now, have you take a deep breath. Let it out. And let's sit on the chair now instead of the floor.
Pull the chair over and sits on it.
I assume the last 3 days you haven't seen over any of your classes? Been too focused upon this matter?
Yeah, I
The little things in life have
I canceled the class.
lost details. When was the last time you were home?
Oh, I don't. Probably since that night.
That night?
That day.
And the people also in that home that you would share it with?
Haven't seen anyone.
In 3 days.
Yeah.
All right. So there's someone going to be bringing us some food shortly. We will partake and continue this conversation. And now that I see that you've grown so much calmer, I think we can go forward and discuss things further afield.
Okay.
Okay. So you have never seen anything like this before.
No.
No strange other things. Nothing ever has caught your sight that you're like, huh, that's odd.
No.
Okay.
I don't want to.
No.
I don't want to.
What's your specialty?
What?
What is you're the chair of fine arts here at University, do you have a specialty? Is it painting?
Yes.
Okay.
Artistic expression is the foundation of a healthy, robust lifestyle, despite the fact of what my scientific brethren would have you believe.
And how long have you held the position?
You two are very calm. How are you so calm?
I pull out my flask. I go, well, I've been known to partake of a nip now and then.
I
Steal myself.
reach into his satchel and pull out a tin. Then I just put it back in there.
We self-medicate.
Oh. Okay.
Works for us. Not so much for everyone, I suppose.
We just
But
do it responsibly.
that and flying off the handle for 3 days, being frantic and slightly unhinged doesn't actually help resolve the problem. So I am going to focus on the problem and try to deal with it to the best of my abilities. What is it that you have in your life that grounds you? Work?
My art.
How about your home life?
Try not to be at home that much.
Find home to be quite soothing. It's been better the last few months, actually. So, but I see for you that is not the case. How long have you been unhappily living within your home?
Sam looked down at his hand. Oh. Forgot I had it on. Have you ever done something, and at the time it seemed the best idea, it seemed the thing to do at the time, but as time wore on, you came to realize it was wrong, and you shouldn't have done it. We were happy enough in the beginning. She just doesn't understand art, doesn't understand me. I wanted children. We couldn't apparently conceive. That's something Lyra and I had talked about a lot. We wanted to have a big family. I always told her once I got us that place, we could have as many children as we wanted. So we have got to get rid of that.
I agree.
So I can get back to her.
The first thing on my mind is getting rid of that. Nothing is more important to me right now than dealing with this situation. So
what do we do?
Well, what was the book that you brought Lyra that she pored over so studiously?
The Fire.
The Fire.
By Astrid von Lundstrom?
Never heard of it. Any clue what it was about?
She said anything about ghosts or Vaesen, so that's what I look for. And that apparently dealt with a number of mythological creatures.
And when she read this, were you within her company?
I mean, we were kind of busy.
Did she bring up anything of note in the readings? Something that caught her attention, something she brought forward to you?
If anything, she was disappointed.
Oh.
It wasn't what she was hoping for. Or whatever she was looking for wasn't there.
Huh. That's too bad.
I think she was hoping for an open explanation to whatever it was she thought she was seeing and hearing, and it wasn't that.
Well, do you have access to any other portions of this library? Is there a restricted section?
No.
Nope. Excellent. Well, then, once we have those sandwiches, we'll head over to this library and see if we can find anything else that might be useful. My associate here, Miss...
Enid.
Well, she's, I believe, a wonder in the library.
And right then, there's a rap at the door.
Go. Oh, yes.
It's that student. He's got the cloth sack and...
Here's a tip. Thanks so much. And I'm going to put in a good word with you for Neil. What's your name, sir?
Eric.
Eric.
Sigrid.
Sigrid. He's performed some extra credit. I'm sure that it's worthy of note in his permanent file. Thank you, Eric. It's been greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
You're the best. Bring in the sack and just spend a couple of minutes eating like normal human beings and keeping calm and not telling him that the love of his life that was pregnant with his child that he's hoping for is deader than a doornail and is in a pauper's grave that was wheeled off in front of a wheelbarrow.
He just kind of staring at a wall.
I will try to force him to eat. Not force him, but
Choo-choo.
encourage him to eat.
Once he tries to say no, but then once the smell hits, you can audibly hear his stomach growl. So it really doesn't take that much convincing. So after about the third sandwich, I may be ill.
Do you need to use the facilities?
I might.
As he goes, we're not telling him.
Not everything in the world has to come through these lips. And by the way, I haven't read The Fire yet, but I'm sure it's much better than what the dead woman got out of it. Much better. 5 stars.
I just...
So the paintings seem to go along. He saw a crazy baby doll. I'll kick your satchel. We have a crazy baby doll. Double check.
Yeah.
Crazy baby doll, you still in there? Cool. Got any feathers or anything yet? Okay, no. All right. Got plans for you later. Close that up. All right, you doing all right? You holding up underneath this?
I mean, this is fine. Yes, I'm struggling more with telling him his love is dead and she was pregnant with this child that he's been trying to conceive for years.
Yeah, so. I mean, maybe, I don't know, divorce the woman you're with already and, start that new life instead of the way he's gone about it. But to each their own, I suppose.
His infidelity is what made him see.
I don't know. It's an interesting choice. We have to do I think the most important thing at this point is to research whatever this particular creepy ass thing is and get to the bottom of it, find out if it has a weakness or some kind of solution to send it off to a different place.
Heard it. Lyra saw and heard it. She obviously didn't have an ideal life. She had some side. Maybe it feeds on trauma.
I could see that particular establishment would be a hot bed of that. So, yes, something to consider.
Do you have any trauma in your story, in your life?
Oh, so much. You can tell.
I do too, which is why I figured I saw it. So, but you have not.
I don't wish to burden the world with my burdens. It's already got enough problems that some of them I've caused. So I seek to lift others up when best I can. Now I'm going to go see if he's committed suicide or done something horrible into John. I'll be right back.
Actually, he meets you halfway. He's on his way back.
I see. Yeah, excellent. We're going to head to the library now, good sir. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. You have your credentials. I don't know if you need them, but just in case. Oh, very well. Astrid, we're ready.
He's still covered in paint.
Enid, ready.
Does he notice? Nope. You realize now, typically a painter would have a smock on or something.
Sure.
He's in his normal finery and it's covered in paint.
Yeah, I mean, I know what he saw, so I've got a good idea.
So as you're making your way across the grounds, you're getting some looks. And then there are a few you're guessing, they don't look very arty. Oh, they're probably the science guys, because they're like... But you're walking up the steps to the university library.
While we've been going through this, and when people are walking by and giving the eye, I'm going to lay out the story, and it's going to consist of, in the colonies of this United States of America, they have this president, and every time they have a president, they have a very special painter come over and do a portrait of that particular individual, the president of the United States of America, which hangs in a gallery of great note, and you're now being considered for that particular role. So we're here to discuss with you this matter.
No one hears.
Oh, well.
They just hear,
Scientists. All right.
The librarian
A good day.
you first sees him and then checking to see if he's like tracking anything in.
It's dry.
Mr. Osterson, is everything okay? Look at the two of you, seeing as how you're clean. What? Oh. Yes. Did you bring your sketch, or I mean, those were on canvas, so I'm guessing you didn't bring those, but
The sketch he has in his satchel.
he looks to you. Could you show? I don't want to.
Do you have any books that maybe contained illustrations like this?
Well,
Creatures of mythological note,
She gets
folklore.
Awesome.
gets up and this way.
Thank you. How long have you worked here?
12 years.
12 years! Oh, you must know this place like the back of your hand.
I do actually.
Where do the students go to be naughty?
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sure that you've caught more than one student being naughty in the library. So where is that particular place so we can avoid that?
The poetry section over there.
Poetry still, to this day. Yeah, even when I was a young lad.
Still.
Scandalous.
The books that would have mythological creatures and the like with illustrations, the section is somewhat small. It'd probably be this row here and here. As far as I've never seen that, so I
Sure.
can't tell you.
Well,
Perhaps a griffin? I don't know what that is. But this is what you would find. If you require any further assistance, just let me know.
if one were to pick out just one tome of poetry, what would you suggest? Well, perhaps you should consider it. When we leave, I'll definitely stop by to get your opinion on the matter. And I'll go to helping find books on baby bird people face things.
Is that your version of flirting?
I just
Were you flirting with the librarian?
I like librarians. They're the key to knowledge, you know?
Because there are 3 of you, it doesn't take that long, and it's because there's a small section to go through. But some of them are some pretty hefty tomes, so it does still take a couple of hours. But finally, you come across a tale of a thing known as a myling.
Oh, oh.
M-Y?
Yep. A myling is the spirit of a child murdered by its mother or someone else, often because it was born out of wedlock or because there was no social safety net for those too poor to care for the child. And I should point out that in the 19th century, infanticide is punishable by death. So having a child out of wedlock would be bad. And as Inez told you, Madame Tekla would not allow anyone to bear a child and let it live.
But she did seem awful insistent that there would be no ghost children on her establishment. So perhaps she protests too much.
Cause of no baby deaths.
During this time period, this long hours of research and whatnot, Egil is completely consumed. Like, just in his element, taking just tons of notes, and at no point in time seems to be distracted or tired. Just whatever it is, this seems to be his gig. Truly enjoys every second of it.
Any of my books on these shelves?
Well, one less.
There's an empty spot.
There's a bloody volume.
Also, on the Mylings.
I was say, what can we learn about it? We've learned it's a baby that's been murdered by its mother or some other person.
They haunt the place where the body was hidden or buried.
Okay.
That's good to know.
Can often be heard screaming, wailing, sobbing. And will often appear in spiritual form as it was when it died.
Like a ghost.
I bet it's
And they can take physical form in the shape of a giant black bird with a human head.
And in all this research, does it give a weakness, how one puts it to rest, how it's defeated? Please tell me you just take a baby doll and you beat it to death.
It would appear to depend on the circumstances. If it was the mother who killed it, then seeing justice done, or the mother killed.
Okay.
Or, because of the nature of these things, they generally are not given Christian births in consecrated ground. So if you can find the body and bury it in consecrated ground, and give it your name.
Like Eagle? Or we have to name the baby?
Like Eagle
Rinberg?
something the baby.
So we have to make it not a bastard child.
You would have to literally give it your name. You could never again use your name, or it could return.
Oh.
So if you can bury it in consecrated ground and give it a name, someone must give it their name, not just a name.
Could it be the name of a dead person?
It has to be someone right there saying, it can have my name. That will put it to rest.
All right. So we know at one point that Lyra was pregnant. We believe probably with Neil's kid, but we don't know that for a fact. But we know according to Anissa, she was pregnant. Now, I assumed that because Neil kept coming around, that it was taken care of long before it came into this world.
She wasn't that far along when she died.
Yeah, okay.
Where are you discussing this?
This is outside the game, trying to just figure out how this works. So, does it say in there whether the child actually had to be born?
It does not. This was pieced together through about 3 different volumes mentioning Mylings or the spirits of dead children.
So, Enid,
I think it's Lily.
does the child in question here have to have been like born into this world, or could it be conceived and then have been like killed in the womb? Does that count?
I will think back into all the knowledge I have gleaned over the years and the weird things in my childhood.
Your best guess, no, it would have to be a legit physical birth.
Okay.
Actual infanticide and not.
Okay. So, from what we have gathered, Neil, we're going to need a moment to discuss amongst ourselves. This stuff will be dark, and it will cause nightmares.
I need air anyway.
Don't go too far.
He stumbles off.
Look around, see if there's anybody eavesdropping that we don't want to shock the hell out of with this conversation.
You hear feminine giggles from the poetry section.
Might have to go visit that later. So Lyra heard these things. The doll that we found was feeding on Lizzie. Mm-hmm. Lizzie's name is brought up.
She was acting, when I first saw her, she was breastfeeding the doll.
Yes. And
which makes me think that she had a child.
And then this opium
probably
addiction could be used to dull the pain, possibly.
Yes. Now, whether she was the one that murdered the child or
Madame Tikla.
Yes.
So, are we going... I am leaning towards this Lizzie individual.
Well, I heard the baby crying from
her
Lizzie's
area.
room, so it's the body.
Seems like a whole lot's going on with Lizzie. Yeah. If we could speak to Anise, perhaps she could confirm this theory of ours. With that being said, then, we would have to go back to the bordello, make our way into the area that Lizzie is in, try to locate the body or the remains of this child, and then give it a name. That's what I've gleaned from these pages in my notes. Does any of that ring untrue to you?
It does not. Or it's.
That seems accurate.
Yes, but are you going to be willing to give up your name?
I don't particularly like my name, and I've used so many. But at this point in my life, I am trying to settle down, and it would cause some level of commotion. So, however, I think we might have an individual that would be willing to forego his name, start a new life. I believe that Neil, to be truly happy, not just to be convenient, would happily go off with Anise and start a life anew, to avoid going back to what seems to be, at least on his end, a loveless relationship. He's put together some sum of money. I don't think it's fair to the young lady in question on the other side of the ring, but then again, maybe if she's as miserable as he is, perhaps it's doing the world a favor. Either that, or, I hate to say it, but Lizzie, if she is the mother, would probably be willing to give up her own name and change her name. If she survives this matter, for who knows, this could be a very vengeful ending. I would much rather be reading some poetry. All right, so from here, what do we do?
What time is it now?
About 5.
I think we should tell Neil to meet us tomorrow.
My worry is that if things
him
are
to the-
if things are escalating as we've seen them with the decay of the flowers, the death of Lyra, then will it take another victim this evening while we wait? I just don't know that we have time. I truly wish.
Where's the nearest consecrated ground?
Funny thing, while Upsala is like one of the holdouts as far as paganism goes, it's like a hidden thing. People in public practice Christianity because the archdiocese of Sweden, the seat is in Upsala. So there's a big ass cathedral. There's a full graveyard, or you could find a priest willing to consecrate ground. Just depends. Do you feel like sneaking into a graveyard and burying a baby?
I'm willing to.
I haven't done that yet. Always up for a new experience, Astrid.
You're noticing, as you've been speaking on this, there's a clock on the wall, and you've been glancing at it. Mills has not returned.
We shall go find him.
Hopefully.
As you near the front desk, the librarian looks up over her glasses and sees you. Ah, Mr. Osterson said to apologize. He knew what he had to do, he said.
Oh, shit.
We are in a grave hurry then to catch up with Mr. Osterson. I shall return at a later date to discuss some poetry with you. Good day, my lady. Tip my hat, and out the door we go.
Booking it.
Booking it!
I only go so fast.
His is a fast walk.
Like, get you to do some calisthenics in the castle.
Hey, gymnasium's one of the upgrades.
There we go.
You get back to Wellspring Street 59, and the door is open.
Go in.
And by now the sun is setting, so this area is actually, the street's dark, just because of those buildings blocking the sun. You go in, and there's a commotion because there is Nils, covered in paint, demanding to see Lyra. And Madame Tekla is yelling in his face, "She is not here! She will never again be here!"
Go up, put my arm around Neil. Neil.
They won't let me see Lyra. I still need to go up those steps. I know exactly where the room is. I've been there many times. You know this woman. Let me go up. Fine, let him go up.
Tikla, don't be a bitch.
I'm sorry.
You heard me. There's no reason to be cruel in this situation.
So Galahad has some steel after all.
When I need to, you're overstepping.
And my establishment, I'm overstepping? This paint-covered madman?
I'm going to wrap my arm around him and start leading him up the stairs, whatever she says or does.
Did the flowers arrive?
You glance around, you see not dead flowers. They did.
They look lovely. But still, pale in comparison to the true flower in this room.
Oh, please. Her eyes dart to her, taking him up those steps. She grabs you. You get him. Let him see. Tell him whatever you gotta tell him. And get him out of here.
Very well.
You get to the top of the steps, glance down, and see she throws her hands up and...
And then I'll wait until he catches up.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
And because of the commotion, any of the girls not currently working are like out looking over the balcony, looking through doors.
We're good, ladies.
And you see
Retreat
Inez
to your room.
has her head out her door and sees... And Nils sees her.
Shit.
Inez! Are you okay? She looks at him and then looks at you. Yes. I'm fine. I have to see Lyra. I need to apologize for not being here.
Let's go into Inez's room.
But Lyra's room is right next door.
She's not there.
What do you mean she's
Let's
not there?
go into Inez's room.
Inez grabs his arm. Come. All four of you enter this tiny little room. She shuts the door and he's looking about. Why are we standing here? He gets close to the two of you. His sandwich breath right in your face. You both know that thing is here. We need to get these two out of here.
Neil, you're gonna need to sit down.
What?
That horrible sinking feeling in your stomach,
Hand on shoulder.
it's real. Sit down.
Why? Where is Lyra? Inez, where is your sister?
Let's not raise our voice. It's a working establishment.
Where is she?
She's gone.
Gone where?
Take all the horrible thoughts you've had for the last 3 days, manifest them, connect the dots. How does this end?
It took her.
Calm the self.
He inhales, and you're fully expecting something, a yell, a scream, and it happens, but not from him. From outside and down the hall. Both of you know that direction lies
Lizzie.
Lizzie's room.
Neil?
No.
Anissa?
No.
Stay in this room. Discuss the possible future that still exists for the both of you while you still have it. But if you leave this room before you have that discussion, all those dreams, all those possibilities end here, die, gone, like Lyra. This right here, this one moment
You hear footsteps running down the hall.
is your chance. We've got to get busy doing something.
You still have her. Outdoor shut.
You hear a whimper coming out of his throat as you shut the door. You see about 4 girls standing outside of Lizzie's room, and none of them going in. The door is open, and they're just all... A couple of them are crying.
Try to get them back.
Excuse me,
I don't know,
ladies.
looking.
Pardon us.
You go in. Madame Tekla is standing there. Just kind of pacing around.
I'm going to close the door.
You see Lizzie quite dead. Very, very pale, exsanguinated.
Wasn't at all.
Thought
Just
it was.
one-
That's what I was trying to save her.
One of the manifestations or something of that nature.
2 of my girls? In 2 days?
I pull out my flask.
What the hell is going on?
Well,
Might have something to do with the baby you killed.
What did you just say?
You heard me.
So, here's one of the options of how this can work. Somewhere within this room, I believe, we're going to find the remains of a child that was birthed and then murdered. That particular ghost has become malevolent and has currently caused the destruction of two... Hey, don't roll your eyes at me.
Please.
Well, if this is how you want to go with it...
Look, for this
How many
business
more-
to operate,
Uh-huh.
death has to occur.
Sure.
One of these girls gets knocked up, that's money lost while they're pregnant sows waiting for the damn thing to come out. And as soon as it comes out, you think anyone here is going to pay for it? No. Someone has to do what has to be done. That's me. If I can't get them to do it because they're too squeamish. And now you're... Ghosts? Seriously? You're as bad as Lyra.
Okay, so, all of that, I don't care. No, I just don't give a damn. Murder, kill, whatever. I don't care how you run your business. That's your business. The problem here is the business is going to come crashing down, whereas every night a new girl is going to be killed. Now, maybe we're crazy. Maybe I'm just as crazy as Lyra, but it seems like you've got two girls that dead underneath your roof or very near it. Flowers dying in very strange manner.
You hear raised voices now coming from the front of the building.
So,
Pick up one of the feathers from the pillow area.
So, I don't care. Not going to call the boys in blue because they can't help.
They wouldn't
So,
do anything anyway.
What I need are the bones. I need the remains wherever they're at because I am too old and
I
I'm
don't know
too
what
tired.
the hell she did with him.
Well, then we're going to be here for
I
a while.
ended it and I left this room. What happened after that? All I know is it was gone.
There any loose floorboards or strange things in this room where one would hide something from you that you would already know about?
I'm not even going to entertain this.
You have a
I'm
problem
going to have
downstairs.
someone get rid of this body. She opens the door. All of you, back to work! And you're hearing raised voices. Where is he? From the front of the building.
Who's that one? Who are they asking for? Is it Niels? Did Niels go off and do something stupid? Well, I mean, that's somebody else's problem at this point. We're in this room and we need to find this body. I'm going to stay focused. Astrid?
Yes.
All right. You got any feelings about where one hides a dead baby boy?
The door slams shut.
Yep.
And you start hearing all the doors in the hallway opening and slamming repeatedly.
All right, that's unnerving. Okay.
And you hear Neil's voice yelling at someone, "Get out of here."
All right. Can we get out of this room?
The doors. You get out in the hallway and you see them all. Girls are hunched down in the hallway, scared, screaming, crying. Niels, you can just see him at the end of the hall looking over the banister yelling, "Get out of here! It's gonna get you too!" And he runs down the steps. Inez is in her room looking out. She hops out because the door is slamming, looks at you, and then looks over the banister. And that is when you hear more screams coming from the front of the building. What are you doing?
I think. What do you got?
I was gonna search for the remains.
Yes. All right, we're on the same page. Just like, hey. As all this is a distraction, the thing that's really going to stop it, the horror
Yes,
and all
we
this
gotta get the thing.
is the remains.
You're
So
tossing pillows,
back in the room.
moving her body.
I like searching seams of
Yeah,
walls and
under the
like
bed.
anything for.
looking for loose floorboards. Chimney? Is there a chimney in here? Is there a fireplace?
A brick.
Yeah, that's a classic. Gotta go for that.
You're finding nothing.
All right.
You do find a loose floorboard and you find some opium
Sure.
implements.
Okay.
No child.
I'm going to take that. That goes in the satchel. All right.
Blood-curdling screams of pain from the front of the building. And Neil's yelling, "Please! No!"
I'm gonna check the doll. Does it look like
It's still in the
bones
satchel?
could have been put into the doll?
No,
Okay.
All right. So we feel confident we have searched this particular room to the best of our ability. There's no rolls that need to be made, nothing like that. All right. So
No, the game...
we don't think that this body is in this room anymore.
No.
All right. Head
It's not
down.
a matter of, there's nothing here.
Gotcha.
The game, the way it handles things like that, if there's a clue to be found, you are meant to find it.
Okay.
If you don't, the game comes to halt.
Well, then we will follow the screams downstairs to see what Neil is facing and see what we can do on that level of things.
You rush, you join Inez at the banister with a number of other girls looking down, and you see a woman you've never seen. But she is finely dressed. About 3 feet off the ground, and apparently cannot breathe. Niels is like, please, looking around at whatever. Please, no! No!
Oh, okay. Head run down the stairs
Okay.
and see if there's anything we can do to aid in this situation. Anything? Does she have a ring on her finger?
Yes.
Is it in any way similar to Neil's ring? Is there some, I don't know. Am I under the impression this is his wife? There's something that leads me to
Good
that.
guess.
That's my gut feeling. Okay.
Try to anchor down.
Outside, you hear a rush of wings.
Uh-oh.
And you hear on the rooftop something clatter, something just hit the roof. Everyone's looking up, screaming, because now no one knows what the hell's going on. This woman's floating off the ground, Lizzie's dead body's in there, and now something's on the roof.
I have taken many notes. I do not know what to do. Okay.
I'll run out
At
and
this
look
point, you need
up.
to find that body.
Find the body in the.
Is there a room that we haven't seen that's been kept off limits? All right. And
Is there a basement?
Usually there's a cellar, yes.
I want to go to the cellar.
you asked that wrong, though. You're supposed to have. Does this house have a basement?
Sorry.
You're rushing along, you find the door leading down. Coal chute goes down there also. It's pitch black, so you're going to have to find a lantern and get it lit. While you're doing that, you're still trying to pull her down.
Sure. There was nothing in any of the writings about this creature. I mean, it's just a ghost and possessing stuff is what my guess is. But there was nothing in the writings about this particular floating strangulation kind of thing. So, in our short amount of time doing this kind of stuff, have we come up with anything that breaks the powers of this kind of stuff?
The ritual
Saying a
to
prayer?
remove or banish a Vaesen is generally the best means, which in this case,
Find the body, sacred ground, new name.
either, yeah.
Alrighty. Well, in that case,
I mean, it has a physical form, which
Sure.
would be that bird creature.
yeah. I don't think I want to fall from 60 stories or whatever it is.
also
So
don't have any
I am. I feel horrible.
Inez, knowing nothing better to do and trusting you, is following you. What are you doing? Are you hiding? I'll hide too.
No, we're not hiding. We need to find. Where's. Lizzie had a baby.
I know.
Where did the body go? Where are the remains?
I put it down here.
I need it.
I put it in this corner. She drags a barrel out of the corner. It's under here. She grabs a 2x4 and starts digging. And before long, pulls up a bundle of cloth.
So.
And use that.
Yep, no less creepy.
Keep hitting my head on it. What do we do?
We need to go bury it
Where? It was buried.
in the graveyard. Consecrated ground.
Oh, okay. You can hear Nils pleading upstairs. Both of you, whatever's holding her, she's not budging, and her face is turning blue. Veins are sticking out.
I rush outside.
You rush out. Other people are because the door is wide open. Other people are hearing the commotion. No one knows what's happening. No one can see what you can see when you look up. I need you to make either a logic or empathy roll, your choice.
We'll go with the logic. Nothing. Of course not. All right, now I believe that it's time to push that roll, and we are going to go with anger at this point. He's been pretty calm.
Just so you know,
Okay.
this was a fear check.
Oh, okay.
The difficulty was 2,
Oh, wow.
so which means you have already gotten 2 conditions for failing the roll.
Gotcha.
By pushing, if you fail again, that's
I'm-
going to be 3
I'm done.
conditions.
All right. Well, I can't afford that the way this works.
You won't
So,
be broken yet, but you won't be well off.
I mean, no, I don't know. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I have nothing to do with that then. So, thanks, guys. You had one job.
So while I'm looking that up, are you just rushing out with?
Yeah, I'm
meds?
telling her to follow me, and as you were running, I'll start telling her, like, you know, we need to get this to the graveyard, we need to bury it, and we need to give it a name.
a name.
Yes.
Like, just any name?
Like, your name. Or my name. Whoever gives up the name will not be able to use it again. You will become anew. Or I will become anew.
Luckily, the graveyard is not far. You're getting some strange looks. 2 women running in the middle of the night.
I kind of do one of these numbers to hide the fact that I'm holding a dead child. If I see him running
you
out,
have to, unless you go out the back.
no, I was gonna go out
Then
the way
yes,
I knew.
He's outside looking up and is right now.
Scream, Angel!
Right now, I'm trying to find my table here, which I'm quickly discovering the book is poorly arranged for certain things, because nothing is where you would think it would be. Your choice:
Okay. What do we got?
flee,
Okay.
freeze, faint, or attack.
Whew. Well, the attack is a really dumb idea. I am not built for that. Plus, it's on top of a building, and I'm not. Freezing sounds like probably the most logical thing to do. It's less embarrassing than fainting and or fleeing. So I'm going to freeze, and hopefully come to my senses as somebody runs by screaming my name. We'll see how this goes.
With my free hand, I'll kind of grab at his shirt to be like,
He
we're
is
running,
not-
it's bad.
He is not wanting to move. And you have 2 conditions right now.
Okay.
You are frightened and hopeless.
Gotcha.
So you'll be at -2 on any skills related to logic.
All right.
Basically, long story short, he's got 3 rounds of just being froze. He cannot move. You could try and like drag him, or have Inez try and drag him.
We're,
but he's not going to be. Yeah.
Still trucking.
You burst into the boneyard. No one's around. Night is quickly falling. You see an empty spot. Apparently they have an area for children, and you see a bit of empty ground. What are you going to dig with?
Whatever we see.
She grabs a stick and starts doing her
I
best.
will lay the child down and start helping with another stick.
As you're staring at this thing, other people are looking up. To them,
Sure.
you're looking at the peak of the roof and freaking out, and they don't understand it. So a couple are like, hey fella! Hey! And vaguely through the haze of it all, you hear and something heavy hitting the ground inside. And Nils letting out a wail. No! No! You finally get the hole enough that you can put the baby in.
I lay it down. I'll pull out a rosary that I had in my pocket and lay it on the baby.
You can have my name.
Okay. And I will instruct her in what to say.
She puts her hand on it. Her hand's shaking. You had no name in life, but in your afterlife, you are Inez Palmquist. You see the thing, this little baby's head on a giant vulture-like body. Black eyes kind of glow a bit with a blue, and his mouth opens and lets out this screech. The wings go wide and it swoops down towards you. Right as there's some kid, hey mister, what are you doing? Hey mister! And then it just is gone. Mister! And you snap out of it. What's all the yelling going on?
Don't grow old, kid. It sucks.
What?
Whew. I didn't take my medicine.
She looks at you. Did it work?
I don't hear anything. I will cover.
If you're gonna frequent this kind of establishment when you get to my age, you've got to take your heart medicine. I'll wobble inside with my cane.
You wobble inside. You see Nils is on his knees. He's cradling this woman's body who you assume was his wife. She is dead. You see Tekla. She looks at you and locks eyes.
Right back.
And you get that impression that she now realizes every word you said was not fanciful, not foolish. It was all very, very, all too real.
Once I see that acknowledgement, then I will break eye contact and go to Neil.
He looks up at you.
I'm so sorry.
Why? What did I do?
It's not about you. I'm sorry. You just got caught up in it.
Did you hear her? Hear what she said? I don't know who told her I was here. She was pregnant through all this time, demanding why I was spending my time here.
You didn't know?
You and Inez return to see he has his hand on Nils' shoulder. Nils is holding the body of his now dead wife.
Before we step through the threshold, I will stop her and, what shall I call you now?
Lyra.
Very well.
It won't come back? So in the aftermath of all of this, what are the two of you going to do?
Well, a couple of days later, once it's all done and we've helped Neil make preparations as best we can for his wife, tried our best to resettle Lyra, make sure that it's not coming, make sure Lizzie's body is taken care of in a slightly better way than the original Lyra's body was. Then over tea and cakes,
Fika.
we can have our debrief. Well, my most sincere apologies for how that ended. I was of little use, and my broken and frail body didn't hold up.
That's not a problem. We run into.
Still, I'm sorry. So now that we've hopefully put an end to that thing, it seems that we've crossed that first barrier as the society,
Apparently.
and we have our first case. Unfortunately, I don't know that there's a lot of joy and happiness to be taken. I mean, in the solace of things, I suppose we can see that at least it didn't continue. It would have probably fed or destroyed nearly every woman within the bordello if we hadn't become involved. No one else would have believed what was happening. It took just a mere day of hard research and questioning between the two of us to come up with a plan and figure out what it was. I have to say, Astrid, with a little bit of time I've known you, I'm impressed with your capabilities.
I'm impressed with you as
I
well.
think that together we are a formidable force here in Upsala that can help these people. So as much as shame that I feel from letting you down during that particular moment, I think we should continue going forward and doing our best to help these people in this troubling time, as these creatures seem to be becoming more prevalent than at any point in our past. Mm-hmm. It seems to me that the society needs to be reborn, and there's a reason for its existence now. But just the two of us, that we might have to bring on some more help.
I agree, Galahad.
It's going to be here for a while, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Huh.
Right, as you mentioned, it may take more than two of us. Algot walks in with
Mr. Frisk.
more cookies. On that matter, we could use more staff.
Yes. What do you believe would be the first order of staff that we should hire? I particularly would like a cook, but perhaps Mr. Frisk having his feet on the ground here more than we are, will have some ideas on the matter.
Well, and that is where we will end it. Thank you for viewing our first Vaesen episode. Plenty more to come.
We look forward to comments.